Comedian Loni Love is now best known as the host of the daytime chat fest, The Real.
Yes, so this weekend, she's returning to her roots and performing stand-up at the Improv in Schaumburg.
We are so happy Loni is joining us. You don't even know, I'm like a huge stalker of yours.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
I was telling you in the break, so we've met before, no chance in heck that you would remember. But at my previous job that I got canned from, you used to be a visitor.
Wonder where that was.
I don't know.
Let's talk about it.
It's good to see you guys.
I'm so excited, yeah.
Thank
So you guys had some huge scoop this week on the show. Mel B comes in, you guys are just chatting up, you're talking about the royal wedding, and then all of a sudden it comes out that she's going to be invited to it. That's pretty cool, huh?
I mean, that's the beauty of live entertainment. I mean, that was just her. It was early in the morning. I love the royals, and so I just figured with her being from Britain, you know, I just asked her, who would, do you know anybody going to the wedding? And then she was like, I am. And I was like, what? And you know, as you know, journalists, reporters, you're like, okay, wait a minute. Does that mean that you guys are performing at the, and she was like, and I think it just totally caught her off guard.
Which is great.
And it was great. It was a great scoop for us.
I hope her invitation doesn't get revoked.
I know. Well, I think they're actually going to perform because I know that Prince Harry is a big Spice Girls fan.
That's funny.
So, and it did make sense.
Which is
to
interesting,
me.
is so.
Because I remember that they had the picture and they hadn't reunited in 7 years.
Yeah.
So that made me pick up on, well, maybe they're going to be performing. And so, and
cool
she just
moment.
couldn't do it. So it was great. So it was really great.
So you're going to be back in Chicago performing.
Yes.
You've been here a ton.
Love Chicago.
Chicago, it's a cool town.
You're a Midwesterner. I mean,
Exactly. I'm from Detroit.
Yeah,
I'm right down the street. My mom and them should be coming to the show. Mama.
All right, so what do you do when you normally come to Chicago?
Of course, I have to get the pizza. I have to flirt, and I get my brown liquor.
Oh,
Hey, gotta get that brown lick.
Exactly.
I have to ask you something, and tell me if this is true or not, but I read, so you worked at one of the companies where you were going through layoffs, and you decided, you said, yeah, I have a nice job, I have a nice boyfriend, but I'm unhappy. You were on the path to marriage and kids, but you said, and you kind of gave it all up.
That is absolutely true. And that's why I tell people, whatever you want to do in life, sometimes you have to just step out on faith, and that's what I did. We were having a layoff one day. I used to work for Xerox. I was an engineer for 8 years, and we had a layoff, and I went to my boss. I said, please, this is a win-win situation for everybody, because I was sleeping in my car, you know, during lunchtime. So I was like, you know what? I really don't want to be an engineer. Save a job and lay me off. And that was like in 2003, never looked back. Now look at me, I'm on TV.
Look at it.
That's so inspiring.
Cool. So the casting call for the show on Aspen that kind of led you to this big break. Which is
the casting call, really, that helped me because I won best comedian.
Well, you would have been the best engineer. Had you stuck with it.
And then that got me my first HBO deal, and I've been doing it ever since.
I love this because just talking a little bit more about your story, because we went to the same school, North Carolina A&T State University.
Yes.
And electrical engineer, a woman with beauty and brains and smart and knows how to make people laugh.
Thank you.
Oh, keep going. So keep going, Felicia.
I know. You went after your dreams. I think a lot of people, they find themselves going the safe route or doing what their parents told them to do. And you broke away from that mid-career saying, I think I'll go be a comedian.
You never know what's going to happen. Like on The Real, I mean, I just kept talking about Idris Elba, and then eventually right before this season, I met Idris Elba. I mean, that's what...
He has good looking in person.
You got to put it out there.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He's so dreamy. He's like you.
Tell me about it.
You know,
You just got compared
No,
to Idris
it's just
Elba.
Jordan. Go ahead. Tell me about Idris.
He's so sweet. He actually, the show surprised me. They kind of tricked me. They said, oh, you got to fly to New York to interview the director of his movie at the time. And so I was like, okay. And they said, if you do a good job, then Idris will come on the show. So I was like preparing all these director questions and everything. And then in comes Idris. And I was talking about him for the past 2 years. It was great. It was
He's
a great
smiling
moment.
bigger. He looks really happy to be there, too. So
I know.
it looks like a
He
mutual,
was such a sweetie.
adoration.
He's so sweet.
He's got something on me. He's got a British accent. I can't
Now
compete
he's
with that.
engaged.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
But
So
not married. So.
Yeah.
not married.
It's over now. It's over. I declared Chadwick Boseman is my new crush.
Yeah, he's the hot name right now.
That's a good crush.
So I got to ask you right now, everybody wants to know, and you've had to answer it before, you're gonna be a late night show host at some point, right? It's just a matter. It's just a matter of time, isn't it?
Lonnie, yes.
We're working on some things. So we'll see.
But that is an aspiration of yours, and it seems like whatever you hone in on, it happens.
Definitely, because you can be a little spicier late night, and there are not a lot of females that have actually been able to actually do it. So I think now is the time. So we're working on it. We'll see.
Good, yeah.
We're gonna speak it.
Okay.
Let's speak it into existence.
Speaking it.
Just like
don't put it out there.
One of the biggest challenges probably has to be being a stand-up comedian and then working on a team. I mean, you're the solo star when you're up there on the mic, and then you join a panel and do a morning show. Has that been challenging for you?
No, it isn't, because the thing is, with me being the comedian, I'm used to live shows. I'm used to live audiences. So when things like what happened with Mel B, you know, you're thinking always on the spot.
Because you guys just became live, too.
Exactly, and that has really helped me, because now they can't edit out my jokes. So.
Now you got them.
You got to keep it in.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what advice? Because you guys have a really cool show. What would you give us just to keep it fun and fresh and keep it, hip?
Well, you guys are doing a great job already. So I just think stay authentic and true to yourself. When you see something, just call it out, and that's the beauty of being live, is that if you see something like, if my hair is messed up or whatever, like, Loni, fix your wig, and like that.
There you go.
Kind of stuff
And you guys talk about Jeannie going through, it's just raw stuff.
Yeah,
Super
it
cool show.
is. So we deal with it.
Before we let you go, really quick, your favorite guest to ever be on a show?
Oh, Michelle Obama.
There you go, Michelle Obama.
Nice.
Well, she's not leaving yet. We're keeping a talent like Lonnie Love when she comes in. We don't let you go right away. She'll be sticking around, so make sure you stay with the show. Catch Lonnie Love at the Improv in Schaumburg Friday and Saturdays. All right, everybody, log on to chicago.improv.com for all your ticket information.